Yeah. Barak Hashem. The warrior.
I like this beat.
We the bloodline of Abraham. Y'all was about to kill us, but he gave a ram. Messiah laid his life down, he gave a lamb. Tap up in that spirit, cause we able now. Look at the times. That nation who they serve, I'm a judge, you ain't lying. Oh Babylon, don't you forget that you touch mine. Abraham descendants like the stars in the sky. We get signals from the Father, earthquakes and the lava. We know that our King coming, you do not want a problem. Every knee gon' bow, everybody give him on. Every tongue gon' confess that's the Son of the Father. We living in the times, we gon' see the second coming. He opening them seals from the heavens, ain't no running. Put away your sins if you love him and you trust him. Blow your wings, protect your servants, yeah. 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 How you don't believe? You the one who asked for a king when the Father gave us everything. How you don't believe? Messiah went to hell, took the keys. Right now you should drop to your knees. How you don't believe? We was all blind, we could see. Thank you for the ones you giving me. How you don't believe? Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6, verse 7, Luke 1:33.
Come that day, through the spirit of the Mashiach Yahushua. All praise to the Most High. So, yeah, just wanted to leave you with that. Yeah, if you fall, Israel, get back up. Keep going. Just man fall 7 times. Don't give up. Shalom.
Shalom, family. This brother Tariq. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yah, the Most High, and His only begotten Son, Yahshua. First and foremost, I just want to come on here just to encourage our brothers and sisters to continue to strive, to continue to fight. The fight, we almost at the end, family. We got to stay pressing forward. We got to stay fighting this battle. We got to continue to pray that Yahshua give us strength to endure this fight. As Aki said, and the women that travail, we are the women that travail. We are the women being persecuted by the beasts.
Leader, they want to hear from the mayor. If y'all ain't learned that yet, the mayor, not the trustees that don't do nothing, that only run their mouth. Y'all don't do no work, no work.
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around. With your broke ass.
Every election. So now, because they can't beat me, they got to do this smear campaign to convince public opinion that I'm bad for them.
So you said 2 elections. You were first elected in 2021?
No, 2013 was my first election for trustee. I was a trustee. I sat where they are.
Right.
That's why I know the law.
Council.
Yes.
Elected mayor 2021.
Yes.
Terms 4 years?
Yes.
Okay. Plans of running for re-election?
I'm running for both my seats. And I'm going to win them.
So, and when is the election for Thornton Township?
2025.
So those elections at the same time?
They are.
Bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
Okay, next.
A bullshit.
I could not be here breathing and be comfortable if I was really as bad as they was making it. You know, nobody could be around me. So for me to be this calm, I must have some kind of inner peace. And my inner peace is knowing that once everybody take the time to really see what type of person I am, you'd be surprised that I stuck around this long. I have to make the life that I do live as happy as I can and try to do the best with what I have. You know, live the best life I can live, be as happy as I can be. Nothing is perfect for anybody. I don't know.
Boys, I swear, I think I figured it out. You know why they don't want us redneck brothers and sisters and the hood brothers and sisters getting along? You know why? Because we'd be unstoppable. I'm telling you right now, we would shut shit down.
What we'll do, y'all? Shut shit down. Blessings, blessings. Welcome to Uncensored Enlightenment Talk. And you're here with your host, Grace Levi. Love you guys. Thank you for being with me today. I'm sorry for my delay. I had a lot to get together. You know, I like to do deep dives. So I wanted to provide you with some information, just a little bit of information, a little bit of updates on a few of Tiffany Henyard case, and we're going to get to it. Over the last couple of weeks, more to the general public about the Alexis Wilson case. I wanted to reveal some of the findings that I have retrieved, as well as what Mom has released to me to help me do my investigation. I say quote unquote investigation because I am not an investigator. I'm not a licensed investigator. I just love to research, and I know how to look for issues, and I know how to follow rules, and I know how to see when other people are not following rules and put that in letter form. So that has been helping me. So what we're going to do today is give you an update on Tiff court cases, just a few, and then we're going to get into what's happening in Dolton, because Tiffany, as what been brought to your attention, and we're going to show other content creators tonight. I'm going to say a shout out to Hannibal, and as well as a shout out to Martin G. They both released videos this week that were directly related to Alexis Wilson, Miss Cara's baby girl, and my pretend baby girl. I'm just going to be honest. I love her so much, and that's what gives me the drive to keep going. So if you don't know about who they were talking about, we're going to flash back and show you, and then you're going to put two and two together, and then you're going to see what we've been doing. Today, I'm going to divulge more information about the officer who actually did the killing, who actually did the shooting. And one of the things that I wanted to show you today was a verification of his status. So we're going to go over that status, meaning employment status with Dolton. Okay. Yeah, we're going to get into that. So before we do that, I'm just going to put this on the screen real quick. Let me see. Can I put it up there? This is a few of the court cases that Tiffany still had pending. The good thing is that the list is getting smaller, y'all. The list is getting smaller. So they are settling some things. As announced by the news, Tiffany Henyard case was dismissed against the trustees for allegedly trying to take her power. So let me find that real quick. I was so busy. I really was. I was so much information with the Alexis Wilson situation that I didn't want to divulge too much, and I had to make sure that I lose case against the trustee. I want to make sure that I didn't show too much, because it is very graphic. I'm going to make you aware of that. It is very graphic. So, but I'm not going to show you the things that will, how can I say, disrespect the family or anything that's undignified. How about that? Okay. All right. Let's just pull this on the screen real quick. Judges dismiss mayor lawsuit against Dolton trustees. Now, this was 3 days ago. Now, I'm still trying to play catch up, y'all, because I was told it was Thornton. So I'm gonna look at the comments and y'all let me know, because I'm coming off of my work week. Okay, still playing catch up. So this is what I'm aware of. The judges dismissed mayor lawsuit against Dolton trustees, and we're gonna play that. And I think I do have that case information up. Let's play it. I do.
Henyard's lawsuit against the village trustees has been dismissed. Henyard accusing the trustees of conspiring to take away her authority to appoint a new police chief, village administrator, and village attorney after trustees sued to block Henyard from making those decisions. The judge dismissed the case after no one from Henyard's legal team showed up to a hearing earlier this week.
So that's exactly what I wanted to show you guys. And I think I got it pulled up somewhere else. Hold on one second. I wanted to show you guys that. What is that? Uh-oh. Let's get that off the screen. That's what I wanted to show you guys. we're going to go into Cook County Court information so we could just give y'all an update of what's going on with Henyard the bird. And I want to say thank you for being with us today. I appreciate you. You could be anywhere, baby, but you're here with Corny Grace Levi. Look, let's get it. We're going to get this fact. We're going to get these facts. And this better not mess up on me. All right, cool. Let's put it on the screen because the other time I was trying to get on Cook County website for this. So this is the active cases. It's not that many. These are some old ones. So we're going to disregard that. But I believe that this was the lawsuit, Tiffany Henyard. This is the Park District. I believe this is the one. Yes, so this was the one as what they talked about in the news broadcast, dismissed for want of prosecution. So basically, what ended up happening is that the plaintiff, Tiffany, they, like you said, they didn't show up. They didn't provide the information. It shows that Tiffany is continuously filing fraudulent lawsuits. And I do believe, in my opinion, that the Dolton trustees should find a way to go after Tiffany to make her pay for her own litigation, especially when it comes to these type of cases where it has no warrant or no merit. So the one again with the Park District, that's the one I want to see if it's still active. I think it comes up in March because we still keeping. No, she had a declaratory judgment on that one. That was a couple of weeks ago. That was, hold on. Yes, that was a couple of weeks ago. And then I was still trying to figure out why is the court date that was scheduled for 3/20. It's an open call. So you can see that there. But the judgment seems to go towards the Park District as what we heard. Okay, they had no reason to actually even involve the Park District in it. The judge got mad because of that and basically said what Tiffany Henyard was trying to set was a precedent that would stop people freedom of not only expression, freedom to choose who they want to support, but also it will make businesses afraid to even host events, meaning that the Park District was acting non-biasly. So we're going to keep our eye on that because as you see here, it's still a court date here. It's still a hearing date. So maybe it's still some loose ends that they have to tie up because they still have to make a determination on, I don't know, if Tiffany's trying to figure out if Allison Keys, Tammy Brown, Brittany Norwood, Jason House, Kiana Belcher, she even add Keith Freeman into this. This girl lost her damn mind. We done read so many lawsuits where Keith Freeman is actually on her side and he's the problem. But now the table has turned. And that's exactly why I said what I said in my other live. To the people who don't see when I just go on once in a blue moon and start running my mouth, I said directly, always stand up for yourself. Don't do wrong. Don't try to go with the status quo to be part of something because them people who are pressuring you to do things that you know not right, know not holy, and to get your ass in trouble, they will eventually flip on you. And that's what Tiffany shows repeatedly. So this is what I think we're waiting for because the judge maybe still have to determine some factors in the validity of Tiffany lawsuit against them. But the Park District, I definitely know that they were pulled out of it. So we're going to keep our eye on that one. Tiffany is a hot damn mess. And we still have to figure out what they're doing with appointment of a public member of the electoral board. Request a vacancy. Now I'm looking at this because we don't see an update court date since the last activity was 1/10/2025. So we still have to verify if Miss Wells is still the clerk. Because I just got an aha moment, y'all. Because Miss Wells been gone. We've been looking for her. And you know she been trying to get out the hot spot, not wanting to have shit to do with this type of stuff. So we got to figure out if she actually vacated her position. Okay. You guys, if you find out anything, if I find out anything, I'll keep you posted. You keep me posted. You know what to do. But that's something that we got to keep our eye on. Okay, because I'm going to call her my baby girl because she handled Dumb and Dumber amazingly. Once she handled them amazingly, I saw that she couldn't be bought, compromised, or bent. Okay, and that's why I got love for Miss Wells. I told y'all keep your eye on her. We had to see how she was going to behave, and we saw how she was going to behave. Now I ain't saying she doing the right thing totally. I don't know, but for what she showed me that she was honorable. Again, Napoleon Harris, the lawsuit against Tiffany against Napoleon Harris, it still have a hearing date here. It says motion case management. This is Tiffany against Napoleon Harris for 312. So I know it was saying that it was dismissed. I think wasn't people saying something like that? I know he's on the ballot. Okay. Whatever that is, he's on the ballot, definitely because he beat those contests, them objections. So we just still got to keep our eye on this. The saga continues with Tiffany and her numerous fucking lawsuits, frivolous, that I don't agree with. But this is the other lawsuit, Tiffany versus Gonzalez and Carmen. Hold on. Let's put that. She just suing people. And that hearing date is 3/14. Don't worry. I'm going to keep y'all up to date. We got it in order. I got my little handy dandy book, Control of Chaos. That's why I put all my little court dates for Dolton and Thornton. Yep, I had to get my own special book. Thank you. I love you. Person who gave me that book. It was perfect. So their court date is 3/14. So it's not dismissed as of yet. And let's see, the last one, I think that's the last one for right now. How about that? Until Tiffany filed any more frivolous ones. Now, we still got ones to look at as far as the ones that I have on Pacer, because what I found is that Cook County, they don't like Pacer. They like it on their website. You need to have a bar license, and it's a little hard to get the cases to read. But the ones that I am able to read, y'all know I have been showing y'all. We will be doing Pablo's Cafe this week because I'm off this weekend. So y'all going to see a whole lot of me and not reruns. Okay. Y'all see the reruns though. Hit the like button. All right. So that was the update when it comes to Tiffany Henyard's court dates. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is get to it. I want you guys to get an idea of what I have been going through, trying to figure out how to get as much information about my baby girl, Lexi. But before we do that, we're going to put a portion of Hannibal's video up here so y'all can get an idea and put the connections together like boom, boom, boom. Shout out to everyone who have taken the time to share this information on a platform. I don't know if it was God glory or whatever it is, but we're going to take this opportunity and run like hell, because anything that put light on this situation to help Alexis and her mama get justice, as well as highlight that there's a serious problem with Dolton Police Station in the way they behave. I have also retrieved some Freedom of Information request information from Dolton directly about their police station, about certain things that we're going to talk about and questions that I asked about Lexi case. And if you would like to see the physical paper, I have but I'm just going to read a lot of the stuff to you because it's so much. Okay. It's just so much. So let's play this real quick. And this is where people call bullshit. Now, excuse my language. Do y'all remember when Dr. Nikita came out with her portion of the story where it was like, well, it was this major controversy. Tiffany came out and said something stupid. And I said, you got this amount of time to, basically retract your statement and say something else. And Tiffany said, well, won't you say it? Because she really didn't want to retract her statement. Now, I don't know if this was before or after, or this was the actual statement, but this is a portion of when Alexis was murdered by Officer Calton. I know we talk about Officer Perez all the time because he was so valiant, but it's actually Officer Calton, and we're going to see some pictures of his injury. Okay, we got a lot to unpack, so let's just play this real quick.
Our community, right when I got in office, And don't get me wrong, I've been beat up for this left to right. I hired an individual that was supposed to lead me, direct me, and tell me which route to take. They tell you what to say. They write stuff for you. They do all of that. And I'm sad to say that they misled me. And it got me in hot water with residents, public opinion. And it hurts because I trusted that person. One second.
So we already know I'm sipping on my tea, you sipping on your tea. Let's break this down. She already blaming somebody else for the statement that came out of her damn mouth. Let's finish and listen.
We got to pull them together. Whew. My heart, thoughts, and prayers go out to the family and loved ones of Alexis Wilson. I understand your continued frustrations.
I'm going to play that right.
I ask for your patience and understanding,
human,
as this is still a police matter.
Oh, my God.
And it is currently under investigation. Once the investigation is complete, we will notify the family and the public of the findings to protect the integrity of the investigation. That is all I can say about that at this time. I thank you in advance for your understanding.
All right, I'm going to stop right there because I can't even watch this. I couldn't even get through this because it's the gaslighting for me and not taking accountability to actually what's going on, what happened. So shout out to Hannibal, because that was from Hannibal page. I'm not sure what made him put that out there, but God be the glory. I wanted to make sure while it's out there, let's hit it so we could make the community aware and give you the full picture of what went on. Now, we're going to also share a clip from Martin G. Martin G was one of the original people there that was at the first protest. Now, I want you guys to know that Tiffany, it's not the first time that her home has been protest, so don't let her lie to you. It's maybe the third time at this point. Hold up. This is the second time. So this is the first time, and he had the original clips, and we do have clips that we're going to show you from the news. But let's play this real quick. And this is some portions from his video. So shout out to Martin G. Thank you for putting this out here because this is very important, especially at this time. And I'm so glad that people have discernment to see through the bullshit. Because I don't know if this was supposed to be something to uplift and say, ooh, Tiffany was good. Not on Martin G part, but I don't know if on Hannibal because I didn't watch the whole thing. But it sure enough did what it was supposed to do. Show that Tiffany is a whole heap of bullshit. And this is the stuff that she brought to the community all from the beginning.
This is what this is about. America. Who we are. So we tell them. We are the activists. The mighty activists.
Okay, so also what I want to bring to y'all attention, remember, shout out to everybody's in the audience. Do you remember the Williams case that we read about Williams getting locked up unconstitutionally related to this protest? And in that case that we read, Henyard was conspiring with the officers there to illegally arrest protesters, in which William got a good amount of money that was settled about 3 meetings ago. So again, this continues to weigh on the back of the residents. And this is why I need to be addressed. Even if it's not your family who is being murdered, being pulled over and ticketed and harassed, you're going to feel it some way, somehow. So let's play just a few.
See this property on Craigslist for $4,300 a month? Well, it's been sitting.
Commercial.
This was my beloved niece, who I love dearly, and she loved us. She loved her whole family. She's dead now. I can't believe this. It's so surreal to me. I can't believe it. She was here, and now she's gone. She was 19. She was not a woman. She was not a woman, as they said on the news. She did not have a gun. She tried to put a gun in her hand. She backed away. She was a little girl.
Thank you.
I want you to also put in context this gentleman. The last interview that I did with Miss Carver, she mentioned where she went to Munster, Indiana, to let them know that they have a killer cop, and well, that a cop, he's a killer because Perez have killed a whole lot of people, but he didn't do the actual shooting. But it was a tone in Munster, Indiana, and it was so sad, and it was true. And she felt that they wasn't taking her concerns as seriously until he came up and spoke. And this is actually her uncle. This is actually a family member. And as you can see, there is still also a lot of color issues when you're addressing police brutality, as well as the line of blue. And the line of blue is usually in the Black community, where they like, bam, it's just us against them. So it's two factors that we're actually kind of working against here when it comes to now moving forward to letting Indiana know that they have a killer cop on their roster, highlighting that we have to readdress the fact that before they hired Officer Perez, and we're going to show you who Officer Perez is, we made them aware 1 month prior to them actually hiring Officer Perez by way of letter. I did certified letter, and I did email to all of the top officials that this gentleman was seeking employment. We were told at that time, and that they need to be aware, and we gave all the information. Shortly after, they hired Officer Perez. I'm trying to look for his picture. This is him on the side, and this is our petition. Okay, so let's play this just a little bit more, and we just gonna play it, and then we're gonna start.
Oh my God! The justice. Alexis needs justice now, today. Please. Please, God, bring this country justice and give my niece justice.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Giving me very much anti-black vibes. Giving me very much does not take vibes.
I'm gonna just swing back just a little bit. That is Camille. That's Miss Williams, who had got locked up. Let me see. I do apologize. I'm sneezing issues right now, so please bear with me. That's why I keep taking myself off the screen. This is her, and her case was the one that we read, and that was settled shortly before Alexis' case was settled. Again, money out of Dolton's pocket. So this clip was brought to you by Martin G. This is his original clips. And what we're going to do is keep the broadcast moving by putting this on the screen. And then we're going to start to hit. Hold on. I'm trying to make sure that I got everything I want to show you. We're going to start to show you a little bit of what I recovered from Dolton. And I'm going to give a shout out to the clerk, Miss Key, in Dolton. She's done an excellent job. Even when I had to put pressure on her just now, she hit me back real quick. She's doing her thing, and I give it to her. Okay, so let's just put this on the screen real quick while I get the rest of the information up here for you guys.
Right now, a protest over this highly charged surveillance video ends with arrest tonight. Last month, a woman drove off, dragging a Dolton officer before police shot and killed her. Let's get right to Charlie DeMar, live in the south suburbs. Charlie.
Erica, good evening. And Chicago Road is back open tonight. Police did have it shut down for some time, as Village Hall is just on the other side, about a block from where we're standing right now. There was a protest tonight for the shooting death of Alexis Wilson. Protesters tonight still have a lot of questions over that incident. Cell phone video provided to CBS 2 shows some of those arrests. Dolton police says the crowd crossed barriers and police lines that were set up, and that's when the arrests occurred. Protesters we spoke with say they were peacefully demonstrating on the sidewalk It all happened near 142nd and Chicago, just a block or so from Village Hall. Several police departments were called in, including state police. We spoke with Camilla Williams, who says she was one of the people detained and released tonight.
He told me I was arrested for disturbance. So I got some disturbance charges, and you know, I feel like my rights to protest was infringed on.
Step out of the car. Step out of the car. Police were called to a fast food restaurant in July where workers said Alexis Wilson in the red van wouldn't leave and was threatening workers with a weapon in the drive-thru. The passenger in the car got out, but Wilson did not. Surveillance video shows that she drove off and dragged one of the officers.
And that's where we're going to stop at, because that video right there was one of the videos on top of Henyard giving a false narrative that what we're going to do is show you body cam from Officer Calton. As what you just heard, he said that Alexis pulled off and dragged the officer. Officer Calton, we're going to show you some pictures of his injury tonight. You're going to get to know Officer Calton, not his face, but his injuries. I need you to put this in perspective. You saw how the van pulled off abruptly, and allegedly it's supposed to have been an officer hanging from the passenger side. I need you guys to vividly think of injuries that you would occur in any normal situation of someone being dragged. We're going to also think about the injuries that Alexis suffered, because I'm going to read a portion of her autopsy to you guys. And the locations of the shots does not match the scenario at all unless Officer Calton was Superman. So we're going to show you a little bit more details on why we found it so important to highlight the issues in this investigation and highlight the fact that Officer Calton, the one that we're talking about tonight, may be still getting paid by the village of Dolton. I made several Freedom of Information requests, and I give it to Ms. Keys. She has answered them, except for one. And that one highlights the information related to his Officer Calton still on medical leave from 2021 until now for a fractured ankle, allegedly, and a few more injuries that we have to verify when we get the deposition, because what we have here doesn't talk about his injuries in detail. But when we show you, and I will look at it from my medical perspective, things are a little weird. So these are the things that you just need to consider as Dolton residents, okay? Financial impact. We already just told you 2 lawsuits has been settled behind this alone, okay? And we're going to continue to show you more lawsuits and more lawsuits. No matter if it doesn't directly impact you, oh yes, it impacts you, okay? Now, we have to keep in mind that every year taxes is levied to the residents, and they can slowly but surely go up. You need to make sure that these things don't affect you in the future. And the only way you're going to do that is by nipping it in the butt right now. So it also, these type of issues, guess what it does? Guess what it does? It actually affects business operations. We've been watching that and reading those court cases for the last couple of months. The aggressiveness and the abrasiveness of these police officers also trickles into business operations, as we listen to with a Woods Barbecue and Yvette Towing getting run down by the cops. Yvette Towing got run down 11 times. I think that's going to be a massive lawsuit. Massive lawsuit. I'm just going to be honest. They're going to pay like they weigh. Those police really violated Yvette Towing rights. And as well as the same thing by impeding their due process by not giving them their license, suspending the license, and everything involved. And what did Tiffany Henyard do? In the same way that she did prior, use the police as her defense and as her get them guys, she did it there. So it affects y'all financially. It affects the businesses that are there. And it also affects you guys being ticketed and told. I know it. I know it. Okay. I'm getting stories that cops don't say sometimes nice things and don't give real tickets. That's why you need to get a camera in your car. Okay. So, the last aspect we're just going to highlight that is actually branding the reputation of Dolton terribly. There's some places that I won't even drive through just because I know the popo be on some BS. Honestly, so you're losing business, you're losing money, and then you're losing people coming over. Maybe we're watching now. I'm just being honest because of all the hype, but you want to make sure that businesses want to come in. Now, I will say what we saw with St. Patrick's, baby, that place was packed. I would give it to y'all. It actually looked nice. I don't have a picture of St. Patrick's right now, but I will have to concede on that one. That one looked nice and turned up. So if y'all can bring more businesses in here and make sure that people like this one don't use the police to, run down on them, y'all may continue to build businesses like St. Patrick, because I'm gonna have to concede on just a little bit. St. Patrick really made our day, right? And then put that sign out about Tiff. Like, baby, we're not doing that. Okay, so I will get to y'all comments. Thank you for being here, everybody. I appreciate you guys. So what we're gonna do now, since we address how it affects Dolton, the key factors, what I want to show you now is video from Officer Calton. These are sections of videos. What I want is the full video uncut up. I have 3 sections of his body cam that's cut up. And I do believe when it's cut up and not consecutive, that is things that's missing. That's why my goal is to not only receive the information from Dolton, but the Illinois State Police, because you can't have an adequate case if you can't compare and contrast, especially when you know 2 agencies had actually did the investigation. And that is some of the things that we're going to address too, the investigation. At the end of this, if you make it to the end, and I pray that you do, we do have a picture. And I will say it's not going to be the best picture, but we have to show you guys how they handled Lexi. And I'm going to give y'all some laws and some procedures that they were supposed to do in the middle of this incident. And it's going to directly relate to this picture. And you see what they did not do. Okay. So let's get to it. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you guys. It take a lot out of me. It really do. Sending love and blessings to Miss Carver. I did tell her, I always wore her. And I will tell you, we have an amazing relationship. And I made sure that she knows exactly what I'm releasing. So she won't be shocked, because as a mother, she have not watched these videos. So this is how serious it is. If you put yourself in her situation, it is hard. And she has given me the right to release whatever I need to get this information out and to change the tone. So I'm trying to do it with discretion, with respect, and with dignity. Okay. So this is Officer Calton body cam. This gentleman right here is allegedly Alexis' boyfriend, who they told to get out the car. He got out the car. Lexi did not get out the car. The reason why she stated she did not get out the car, she was not properly dressed. One of the factors that we're going to highlight, not in this episode, but do some detailed review of, that there was a woman police officer there that was on the outside of where he was at and did not intervene. Okay, that's a fact that I need you guys to be aware of. So let's watch this real quick, this short 30-second clip, and I'm going to slow it down because I know it's going to go pretty fast. So bear with me. All right. So this is Lexi in the car, her boyfriend outside, and this is Officer Calton. This is the shooter. So we're watching. This is the one that got dragged. Let's see.
Go back here and talk about it.
So right here, again, and we got to break this down. You have to remember, because we're going to show you the picture of Baba's. So she's at the drive-thru. They told her to wait. So when they thought she had a gun, or allegedly they called the police. They told her to wait because they messed up her order. So she never thought that the police was coming. When they showed up, it was a surprise to her because they were never a gun. The people who allegedly reported a false report from Baba's knew it wasn't a gun, because if it was a gun, you wouldn't say, wait right here and walk away and call the police. So let's keep this in consideration. Not only that she says she's not dressed, and these male officers should not be even approaching her when she's saying that, and then you have a female officer there, realistically, she can't get out. The door will not even open more than 2 feet. And that's something that we can show you in Officer Perez's video and the other video that we're going to bring up. But we're not doing Officer Perez body shot today. We're going to do it when we do our special on him. But this is Officer Calton, the shooter. This is when Perez punches Lexi. I'm going to stop pausing and I'm going to let y'all watch this straight through for the last 8 seconds because they broke this down. Now you see right here, I'm slowing it down and we moving forward. We're going to play it slowly because you can see Officer Calton get into the car right here. And then he's literally lunging into the car. You can see his body cam right there. And everything goes black. And we're going to watch it. So I had to show you this. Let's play it. He said he was outside of the car being dragged. Let's play it. This is a cut up body cam. So as I told you, I'm not totally satisfied with what I have. And that's why I've been so skeptical to show what I show until I get the full. But now we're going to show you the other part of whatever they're trying to show us of him inside. Okay. Now this is allegedly 1 minute and 9 seconds of him hanging out the car or being inside. And you guys is going to have to be the jury. We're going to make the determination tonight. What's going on here? Let me make sure I put it on a speed that you guys can see it, and we're going to play it. Now, I apologize for the noise because I'm going to turn it down, but this is Officer Calton inside of a Lexi car. Is either he inside or he being dragged. You guys got to let me know. So you hear him? Now, this is the part. It's something missing. This is part 2 they sent me. Well, I retrieved that I got. That first part shows him. You see him, the body cam getting close to the seat. And now all of a sudden, it's just like a whole part missing of the driving. Okay, of the shooting. Of the boom, 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 boom. The shots is missing. And that's why I'm upset. So, excuse me. This part shows him after the crash, I believe. Okay. So let's play this. And that's why I'm upset. And that's why I take my time. And that's why I've been kind of skeptical of putting things out because I want to pull a full picture. But we're just going to show you what we're working with. Now you can see the building. He's crushed under the building. Now, I would assume that he probably will have a fractured leg because when you look at the crash, we're going to show you again that half of the car on his side was inside of the building. So it came down, and I will understand if he has some leg injuries from that. But that's where I believe he got his injuries, and I don't believe he was dragged. We have some more pictures of Officer Perez's clothes, and you can tell me was he dragged or not dragged, okay? All right, so that's part 2. And as I told you, when you look at these two, something's missing. The shots fired is missing. And that's what I wanted to get. So let me show you the third part that we got from his body cam. And it shows a little bit more. Hold on. Is this the one? No, it's still showing him breathing. I think I have one where it was the investigator video where they show him being taken out the car some way, somewhat, but his piece is missing. And the reason why I'm showing you this, because what I'm going to read to you is policy and procedures via Dolton that they're supposed to follow. And you have to let me know, did they follow them? Okay. So let me see. This is on the screen. Let me put it on the screen so y'all can see the last video while I find the other video of you seeing them take him out of the car.
That's all. To the building. The subject is still outside. Right now, we're going to approach. We're moving and get out of the car. So, get me out of the car.
All right. Suspect down. Get me out of the car. Now, give me 1 second because I had so much that I knew I was going to misplace this. So that's why I kept this up. This is Myers' investigation. And Myers' investigation. And that's going to be part of the series. We're going to, okay. Now, let's show you some pictures before we show you what the officers did to pull him out the car. These are the pictures, okay? Blessings. Yes, some critical footage is missing. Thank you, status quo. Yes, it is a lot. So these are the pictures. We're going to show you some. Hold on. This is one. What I'm going to have to do is remove this off the screen real quick. You're going to see me click back and forth because I can't not show y'all things that I'm not going to show y'all. I'm sorry. I love y'all, but not more than I love Carver. All right. So this is the car. I need you guys to pay attention. This is something that I'm going to show y'all later. Okay. We're going to get back to this picture because I know y'all didn't see something. This is not what I want to show. I don't want to show this one. Thank you, Jesus. No, not yet. No. We're not doing that. All right. Bear with me, guys. No. We're not doing that. This is very touchy for me. It's very touchy for Cara. That's why I told her not to look at this until, and that's why I'm being very selective of what I show. So I just had to put that down because there's some pictures that I don't want to show you guys that. All right, cool. Let me see. What's this? Oh, God. All right. Let me stick to the plan. I'm going to stick to the plan. All right. Sorry, guys. I'm not going to get distracted. I have to be very, very careful with this. All right, so now what I'm going to show you, what y'all saw right now was the officer body cam inside, him crashing into the car, and I want to show you his alleged injuries, okay? Did y'all get to see, y'all saw the building, right? He's supposed to have been under the building. These are some pictures of his injuries. Allegedly, he has a fractured ankle, and you're going to see it swollen. but you won't see any other injuries outside of that, in my fucking opinion. And I gotta be honest. This is his leg. This is the officer's leg. This officer, as a registered nurse, what they have here is blood pressure machine. They have a Doppler, and the Doppler is to check his pulse. This has to be hours after the injury. His color, he has normal color and circulation. It is not blue. It is not black. Even when you get punched in the face, it's blue and black. You can see the swelling here in his ankle, but you don't see any more injuries anywhere else. We're going to show you, because this man been on medical leave since 2021 on the backs of Dolton residents. Okay, let's get it. Let me remove this one. I want to make sure that I'm going to show y'all everything I want to show y'all. I have to have it up here a certain way so I don't. Now, this is another picture of him. Sorry, y'all. We're going to see him. They ain't like, is she Dr. Look, they can't get me because I ain't showing no face, but we're going to show you laying up in the bed with your fake injuries. So this is Officer Calton, the shooter. This is his leg. This is a suntan. There's no injuries, but the swollen ankle. This is a Doppler. The Doppler is to check his pulse. We're going to get to his clothes as well. Let me see if it's any more different type of picture I can show you to show you his injury. Here you go. Let's give you a good close-up. They really took a close-up, but it's like this man deserved to be on medical leave since 2021. And he's not working. This is supposed to be his injury. The Doppler, they use this Doppler. This is gel so they can hear his pedal pulse. Injuries. This is the injuries that you guys are paying for after he allegedly murdered Alexis. We're going to take that off, take that off. Now we're going to show you, okay, I showed you the full leg. And now we're going to show you his clothes. Now, for someone to be dragged, you have to determine, was he dragged or was he inside the car? This is Officer Calton's pants, okay? This is the outside of his pants. This is one side, okay? We're going to remove that. I think that was a good picture to show y'all. And we have some pictures of the inside, the front. Now, remember, he's supposed to have significant injuries. Do you see the way the car crashed into that building? Did you hear that he told the report that he was dragged? This is the product of being dragged down the street. While what we showed you before, Officer Perez, Mr. Rhinestone Cowboy, that's the one who punched Alexis. Let's just put him back on the screen. While his partner, this is Officer Perez. This is the one that was shooting at the car, the last video that I showed y'all. We can go back to Officer Perez's video to show you him shooting at a moving vehicle that allegedly had his partner being dragged. This is his partner pants. Does this look like the pants of someone who's being dragged? We have another angle. Let's put it on the screen. We have to show the validity of this investigation and also show how amazing this woman did in her investigation as well, because the Illinois State Police is under her. She the one that wrote a letter and said that this man should not be charged. Yeah, I kept your picture up there because I knew one day I'm going to have to show your face. They don't love y'all. They don't love y'all. This shit is a political ploy. Let's keep it moving. Does these look like the pants of somebody who was dragged? Do I have to show more? I do have a few more pictures. Let's show one more angle of Perez pants just being dirt. I'm sorry. Officer Calton, the shooter, pants that was dragged. Okay. Okay. We have a serious dilemma here. Serious dilemma here. And as I mentioned, if you did not hear, That was the only freedom of information request that was not answered by Dolton. Was Calton still receiving compensation, workers' compensation for this injury that I'm showing you guys? So we got our eyes on Officer Calton as well as Officer Perez. So we're introducing you to Officer Calton. Now, what I want to show you guys is one picture. And this was a picture that flashed in my head when I came from Dolton. After I heard all of the fucked up things that Missy was doing, other people around was doing to the residents. And you remember that first video that I came back from, y'all know some of the people who've been following me from the beginning that keep up with the mess. I was like, I know what's going on. I know, and y'all better tell on each other. That's when people started plotting against me. It's because of this picture. I woke up in the middle of the night with this picture and another picture that I will not show y'all on my mind. And this is why we post butterflies for Lexi. They took many disturbing pictures of my baby girl. Disturbing pictures that I will not show you. But allegedly, and this was stated by Jedediah, that officer or a few of the officers, and I want to make sure I say the right name, and I believe it's Staples, I believe, and this is allegedly, was floating pictures around of Miss Carver's daughter. Not only this picture, but pictures that you won't imagine in their cell phones. I did make a freedom request, information request for that, but that is something that they don't have and they won't give me unless the shit was subpoenaed, and I knew it. But because there's rumors going around and other people know about that, I do pray that they follow up with these particular officers who allegedly was spreading pictures around of Lexi body in their phone. This is one of the pictures that made me say, fuck everybody. Because this could be me and y'all will bury me and not care. This is what gives me fire. I just wanted to show y'all one picture of Lexi. But now I just want to go back before we get into a few of the laws, because y'all may have not noticed this. The way they handled Lexi's body was against protocol and not only disrespectful. But I do want y'all to relook at this picture. This is after Officer Calton got pulled out of the car. Please tell me, what do you see here? What do you see here? You see Lexi. You see Lexi. I showed it long enough. They never took her out the car. They never took her out the car to render care, to even, I don't know if they checked her pulse, but there were things or procedures that they were supposed to follow. And that's why our freedom of information requests so much information, which was related to laws, policies, guidelines, what type of check and balancing boards that they have in place. And I will read two of the freedom of information requests that I received from Village of Dolton. One was January 27th, one was February 3rd. Now, one of the requests is request a certification of who is in charge of the psychological evaluations of officers. One of the things that we know that should be in place, any officers that are involved with any excessive force, discharging of their gun, or how can I say consecutive case that involve not only excessive force, but wrongful death, should be seeing a psychologist. Even when officers suffer from other officers, like their officers being killed, they should have that resources just like we have. They have one. They have none. We're going to get to it. They never checked her vitals, and we're going to get into it. Thank you so much. I have the policies that they were supposed to follow and they did not, and that's what we're going to get into. So they don't have any pre or post psychological evaluations for Dolton police officers certified via Freedom of Information request. The next question I brought to them: certification for Dolton Police Training Coordinator. Persons assigned to Deadly Force Review Board. Please provide PDF or training manual designated for officers involved shooting. The reason why I say that, because here in Dolton, well, is this Illinois? All right. Now, here, according to policy, now I'm reading these things, but I will be able to provide you with the whole handbook for the Dolton residents who need this. But it's so much information, I just got to put together the way I put together because I'm using this as reference. Now, according to policy 302, Dolton Police Department use of force. Okay. Now, it says policy Dolton Police Department would objectively evaluate the use of force by its member to ensure that their authority is usefully lawful, appropriate, and consistent with the training policy. Removal from duty, line duty assignment. Generally, whenever the employee actions for use of force is in official capacity is questioned, while use of department equipment resulting in death or various serious injuries to another, the person will be placed on temporary administrative assignment pending an administrative review. This is something that was not verified. I don't know if Officer Perez or Calton was put on administrative review, and I will think not, because they do not have an administrative review board in Dolton that deals with excessive force, the lack thereof. The pressure is on Dolton trustees and the mayor. We're not playing. You need to get it together. And we can't totally blame them, because you guys got to get in there and be policing your own community. According to policy 302.4, this is what made me have the right to ask the questions about the review board. The use of force review board will be conceived when the use of force by a member results in very serious injury or death of another. The use of force review board will also investigate and review the circumstances surrounding every discharge of firearms. So this is why I wanted to see the officer's investigation on top of seeing Illinois State Police investigation, because there is state regulations that coincide with this. They're pretty similar. This is the one from Dolton manual, and then I have one for use of force from the University of Illinois Division of Public Safety, and their policy is pretty adjacent. So I was pretty much asking for the same thing. And now I use these like this is because I want to make sure that everybody is consecutively following the same rules. And if it's something different that apply to the case, I can ask it. So we already know that Officer Calton and Officer Perez did not get properly evaluated post or possibly pre being involved in this shooting, especially Officer Perez, because that is a killer. He is and you can't, I don't have to say allegedly, because you caught bodies, Officer Perez. I don't want to hear allegedly. I don't want to hear defamation. Just because they didn't find you guilty don't mean in the court of God eyes that you didn't take bodies off of this damn planet. So I'm going to say that is no allegedly with Officer Perez. Now, the question was, any officers placed on administrative administrative leave. My next question, did the review board look at it? Obviously, we know not. Do the chief of police in Dolton conveys the use of force review? Obviously not, because they wasn't able to show me what's the policies. So we know that they don't have anything. Was any medical attention given to Alexis? Who actually claimed her as being unalive? So that is exactly what I love that you said, that they never checked for vitals. We don't know because they didn't show, but there are procedures that they were supposed to follow. And according to policy 3312, investigation considerations, I do remember, if off the top of my head, that the person who has got the life-threatening injuries cannot be pronounced dead unless the coroner comes to the scene. The coroner. She was pronounced dead at the hospital. So if she was pronounced dead at the hospital, that means that some life-saving measures should have been taken before, because they did not pronounce her dead on the scene. Does that make sense? So I'm kind of looking for that policy with the coroner, but I do have that. That's policy 331 .2, and that the coroner is supposed to pronounce her dead. Deputy coroner should be the only one to come to the scene and pronounce her dead, and that's section 3. I have it right here. So we know that that possibly was not followed, and our baby girl, the ones who can, thank you for being here, she was left in the car. I'm going to show you again. I need you guys to see this. She was left in the car and rendered no care. Period. She was supposed to be taken out of the car, and she was supposed to be given some type of life-saving measures. Even as a healthcare provider, we can't stop doing CPR, even when we know that the body is just a body. I'm just going to be honest. I have done CPR on people who were 90 years old, missing leg, missing arm, amputated, and they said, can't do a CPR, and we giving them things. And so I don't want to hear that this is normal. Okay, we 9 minutes in. We're going to start to wrap this up because I'm not going to drag this, but I need you guys to know that I have a part 2, 3, 4, and 5 coming up. We got so much to show you. So we question the use of force policy. We're going to revisit that when we deal with Officer Perez as well, because he's the one that initially threw the blows. Policy, duty to intercept and report. Now, this is related to the female cop there, and we're going to be doing a more later broadcast on her. Yeah, we're getting everyone one by one. What somebody said, Grace, you like to call people out. You damn right. I'm calling out the devil. It is what it is. So we coming after you as well, ma'am, who failed to intercede. According to policy 302.1, it is highlighted that any officer or president observe another law of enforcement member or use force that is kindly behind that which is objectively unreasonable under the circumstances shall within their position do intercede to prevent the use of unreasonable force. Policy 300.2.1. And that is I believe that's okay. That's under the University of Illinois Division of Public Safety, and that is the actual entity that teaches the officers. So we're going between the entity that teaches the officers and actually the policies of Dolton. And as I said, for instance, use of force is 300.1 for university, and it's 300.0 for Dolton. So this is how you have to basically compare and contrast laws to make sure that what they're doing in your community follows the state law. Does that make sense? All right. So that was something, the use of force. We're going to go into de-escalation when we visit Officer Perez. And this is also what I wanted to talk about. And while we go pull up the video of Perez, this is where we're going to finish off with the video of Perez. According to policy 304.1, moving vehicles, there was something that Perez was not supposed to do. And what he was not supposed to do is shoot at his damn partner or the vehicle while it was moving. He's a fool. So let me pull that back up and get that on the screen. Hold on. Oh, I have it. Oh, shit. All right. Yeah, I got it. Oh, Jesus. I'm not saying that because I'm happy I got it. It's just because it really fucks me up. So we're going to watch that because they gave us Officer Calton video, a full 20 minutes of it. I mean, Perez video, the one that didn't do the shooting. So that's what we're going to look at. Now, if we're going to do the full 20 minutes, no. We're going to use part of it. You're going to watch what he did when he got in, where he shot, what he did, and they kind of blank out how they get Officer Calton out. Because at first I thought they pulled him over Alexis, but I saw the video where they pull him from behind in the back seat. So I have to give that to them because I was totally disgusted. And I really thought that they had pulled him over Alexis based on the picture because they left her in a car. They left my baby girl in a car. They did not give her any life-saving measures. And they were not supposed to pronounce her unalive. Now, this is off of the Perez body cam footage. We're not going to watch the full 20 minutes of it. Once I'm done, I'll look at y'all comments. This is really not the video where I want to get into y'all comments a lot, y'all. I really just want to present this information because it's hard for me, and I want to make sure that I do it clearly and concisely because it's so much, and I have so much to present to y'all, especially dealing with what I had to go through trying to get the paperwork too. So what they were supposed to do, moving vehicles, policy 300.4.1, moving vehicles. And this is in regards, let me see, where did I get this from? University of Illinois Division. So that is from the actual training board. Okay. So when shots are fired from or at a moving vehicle, additional consideration needs to be taken. When feasible, officers should take reasonable steps. Hold up. When feasible, officers should take reasonable steps out of the path of the approaching or moving vehicle instead of discharging their firearm at the vehicle or at any of the occupants. And we're going to show you what Officer Perez did in opposition to this. The car wasn't even coming towards Perez, and Perez was just bucking shots. He could have shot his own partner. He could have shot anyone walking down the street because you're going to see how far of a distance he shot. Officers should not shoot at any part of a vehicle in an attempt to disable the vehicle. This is directly stated in policy 300.4.1. And these are the factors that I put into my letters when I do, communicate with people like Kim Fox, the Illinois State Police and things. I make sure, that's why it's taken me so long to put things together, because I need the facts. I cannot come with my opinions and feelings. So these things are discoverable for you as residents, so you can know what your police are supposed to do and what they're not to do, especially if you have any complaints. All right, so medical consideration. Once it's reasonably safe to do so, medical assistance shall be obtained for any person who exhibits signs of physical distress, visible injury, as it renders unconscious. According to Illinois 72, 5/715, individuals should not be placed on their stomach for excess period of time that can impede their ability to breathe. On the scene, supervisors should be primary to handle investigations to ensure any person providing any medical care are receiving, pursuing, and to custody, and then following use of force. Okay, so medical considerations, that was not. So let's watch a little bit of this video, and then I'm going to update you guys on where I'm at with the Illinois State Police and obtaining information, as well as, hold on, I have one more thing. After this, see, I'm trying to put everything together. After we show you Perez shooting, what we're going to show you, what I'm going to read to you, is part of the autopsy. So the autopsy, when you listen to where the bullets land in Alexis, you're going to know that it was virtually impossible for the officer's story to be the truth. So that's what I want to show you before we talk about my controversy with the Illinois State Police. So please hit the like button. Thank you for being here. This is a heavy, heavy story. This is all factual. I've been working really hard, consistent, to try to get this burnt to the light and to get the facts. I am grateful that people are talking about Alexis, I don't care who it is, that the truth will come out. It is also to protect the residents of Dolton. You have some officers who are rogue and who are mentally unstable, and you didn't even know it. And one day it could be any one of you guys. So please don't disregard this anymore. I thank you. So let's play this. So again, this is Officer Perez body cam. This is Officer Perez. This is not Officer Calton that did the shooting. This is the one that did the punching. And I'm showing this because you're going to see the outside view. You're going to see how Lexi could not get out the car. You're going to see him shoot at the vehicle. And I believe you're going to see the car speed off. And when you see the car speed off, Alexis car, the Lexi car, you're going to see that there's no officer hanging out of the car. So that's what we're going to try to show you with this last portion. Yeah.
Keep your hands there. Put your hands up.
Pause. Pause. Now, can anybody tell me, is there enough room for the officer to stand right here and Alexis to get out before anything is said? Mind you, is a car behind. So Lexi was sitting there for a minute thinking that, hey, I'm about to get my food. And if the place was closed, why the heck is it another car behind Alexis? This is some of the factors that we got to pay attention to. Something doesn't make sense. If she came late, it was closed, and y'all wasn't giving her the food, why did you tell her to wait? Why was it another car waiting behind her? That is not a police vehicle right there. That looked like, you see the rim in front of it, that grill, that don't look like a police car. Let's play this. Let me verify. That doesn't look like a police car. And from what I remember, I'm just, because there's so many videos, that it was two people. And I remember Miss Cara saying that the other car came behind Alexi because they were waiting for their food too. Yeah, see, that other car is the car.
I'll tell you in a minute.
So she does not know what's going on. She did not know that they called the police. And this is her raw reaction.
I'll tell you in a minute. I'll tell you in a minute. That's fine. Step up.
On the opposite side, you may not see it, but the woman officer is on the opposite side. Calton is right behind. I'm gonna call her boyfriend Z.
Cover yourself up with that robe or something. Step up. Okay, cover yourself up with that robe or step up.
You see a badge right here, okay? There's more than 3 officers there. Pause. Right here is Lexi pulling off. I know you can see a flash in the blur, but I need you to see right here. Do you see any body right here? Do you see anything hanging right here? This is the time where Officer Calton should be hanging out of the car. And that's why we're going to read the autopsy to you, just a small portion of it, so you can see where the bullets actually hit. Because if he was that low hanging down, the bullet should have not hit her head the way they did. We're going to watch this, and you're going to see Perez run behind the car, and then he starts to shoot. Direct opposition of the rules and the regulations I just read to you. This cop is rogue. He is wild. Not to mention where he's shooting, how big Shelby is. I believe it's Shelby Boulevard. That's a main road. He could have shot anybody. Houses and everything. He was just shooting like it's Wild Wild West.
127, shots fired, shots fired. You better show your fucking hands.
All right, so we're going to show you him getting his partner out.
Oh, shit.
This is Lexi's side. This is Lexi's side. He opened the back door. He doesn't open the front door. You can see Calton in the back crawling out of the back. So if this jigger was hanging outside of the car, he jumped into the car, was able to administer the shots that we're going to explain through the autopsy, and still be able to crawl out the back. He's Superman. And if he was able to do all of this, I don't think he should be on administrative leave all the way from July 2021 to now off of the backs of Dolton residents. Let's go. Everybody render care to who? To Officer Calton, who was able to crawl out of there, say, "Come and get me." Ha, ha, ha. They down. He didn't say ha, ha, ha. But he said that the person is down, but he didn't check her pulse. He didn't do none of that. They didn't even take her out of the car to check her pulse as per what we showed you. Look, I need y'all to see through all of this, Lexi is still in the car. Look at them. Now they put their head in the window. See that? It's the paramedics. So that's when they have to drop Lexi's seat back to pull her out. All right. I think I've seen enough for right now, guys. That's all that I can handle when it comes to that. All right. So now what I want to show you guys is just a little update. I do have a little bit about Officer Perez's character, but I think I'm going to say, Officer Calton's character, because we do have a complaint from a resident of Dolton, but I'm going to save that for part 2 for when I actually get the response from Dolton if he's getting paid. So we're going to find out by way of facts if Officer Calton is still getting workers' compensation for this injury, and then we're going to read the complaint that I have. Just one of the complaints on how he actually views the community and how he tried to basically get a family in trouble because they had a dispute, like try to make it seem like they was abusive, all types of shit. Like he blew it up, and everybody in his family, at least 3 people, had to write a complaint on Officer Calton because the way he perceived it would have made Child Protective Services get involved. And it was nothing like that. How about that? So now that's going to be part 2. Let me just go to the autopsy real quick, and we're going to be finished. I'm showing you as much as God tell me to show you. I pray that whatever I showed you did not hurt Miss Wilson. I love her, and I told her what I will show today. So it's been a really touchy subject for me and her, because that's mom. But it's like I took Lexi on like my daughter. Like, I don't know. And it just hurts me. And I cry for her. And I pray for her. And I talk to her. And I'm talking about Lexi. And I pray for mom. And I talk to Carla. So this is the autopsy here. All right. So just a little bit of autopsy. At approximately 8 hours, Detective C. Coleman relocated to Cook County Examiner Office for the post-mortem examination. All right. So here it talks about her tattoos, as well as this initial examination. I just don't want to try to see everything. This initial examination revealed that there were 2 spent projectiles lodged in the body of Alexis Wilson, which was recovered. This female offender presented with multiple ballistic defects in multiple. So the number that we have may not be correct. It says the right ear area, head temple, left back shoulder, left cheek. So it was 3 shots that hit her face, her ear, temple, as well as the cheek. So it's the ear, temple, cheek. It was 3 shots to the face. Shoulder. It was the shoulder. And it came out through the back, the left back, because you could see, there's a picture of that. It also says multiple organs were punctured, including the lungs, the aorta, the esophagus, the pelvis, the rectum and the brain. Now, I don't know how the rectum, because that means that the shots went that far down. Okay. Or unless he crawled up and said, shot her up and got in the car. We're just trying to figure this out. I'm being graphic because we need to figure this out. We need to figure this out. The lies, the deceit. This guy, they had a deposition where he lied. The judge did not want to hear nothing that Alexis' mom had to say. Nothing. They said the gesture of Alexis doing this was enough for her to be murdered. They convinced mom to settle, and I didn't agree totally, and that's not my position. And I told her afterwards, that is everything she do, but I didn't agree because they tried to set her and make her afraid. It was the judge and the prosecution working together and her lawyer. That's what I believe, because that whole damn system is crooked. But because she didn't want to deal with this and it was so long, I understand why she just. But what they did was wrong. So this gesture constituted all of these shots to Alexis. For exact medical ballistic location measures and medical examiner perspective analysis, the formal complete autopsy report should be reviewed in its entirety. The protocol evidence and autopsy photos were secured at ISP. And that's the rest of the information that I'm trying to obtain, Illinois State Police, so I can get the full picture, because we have about 75%. There's more that's missing. Okay. The hour and a half. Let's wrap this up. So right now, where I'm at is I have my last document that I received from the Office of Attorney General of the state of Illinois on January 24th from Kwame Raoul's office, not him. Basically, they're going to review my Freedom of Information request that I have been going after since October 2024. I also have one that was from August 2024. And with that one, I had to basically make an amendment, meaning I had to, here we go. I want to show you. I have made the request, and this is for people who make freedom of information requests. You have to make sure that you don't put too much. So my first request in September, I'm going to show you, it was just too big. They said it was just too voluminous. I said, give me everything. And anytime you put all on the paper, it's like, we're not going to answer that. So this was from my request that went in August 21st. This is how long I've been on this. From the day I came back from the butterfly release, I've been trying to figure this out. So this was me going back and forth with them. So you can see in this little short period of time, I had sent a formal freedom of information request. Blessings, good day. This is a formal request for investigation of the FOIA request made to Illinois police on 8/8 and 8/21. Those were the first two. And the first ones I made, basically, I asked for all of the information related to the case, and I put Lexi name. And when I put all, they said their reply was it was too voluminous. So then I amended it and I said, can I get the body cam, full body video of Ryan Perez of the Dolton police, and also Calton's body cam related to the investigation. I condensed it. They didn't respond. So this one I had it forward to the public access, and the ball got dropped. And it was okay because I was still pursuing more. As you saw, this next one that I have dates back from October. I never stopped. So the next one I did the same thing, but very meticulous. And I made sure that all my freedom of information requests were thorough. They were concise. They were less than a year. And because of that, as of January 24th, public access, which is under Kwame Raoul, is helping me pursue to get the information I need from the Illinois State Police. So I will keep you posted on that. I did take the time to learn every single portion of the Illinois State Information Request law. Yes, I did. And yeah, they have no reason to hold this record from me. So not only do I have the people who are supposed to help protect us, hopefully they're still funded, because Trump is defunding all of our support systems. If they don't pursue, I will still be able to pursue because I have the knowledge base to do so. And I will represent myself if I have to on the behalf of the Wilson family to get this report. So I think that was very detailed. Sorry for the mishaps. I tried to keep it in order, but emotionally it bothers me. I know I be having the wood face. That's the nursing face. But this truly, truly bothers me. I want to send love and blessings to Miss Carver. I love you. I understand everything you're doing and everything you say. Shout out to all of the people who are putting Alexis on their profile. I just ask for you guys to have a good intention. The intentions is what's going to help us get the information we need. I've been successful not because I'm perfect, not because I'm amazing. It's because I put the intention of God behind this. I said I don't need nobody who wants to be a star, anybody who wants to just use this as a way to get Henyard back or a way just to flaunt on their YouTube page. I asked God to guide my hands. That's why I believe I have been successful. Again, I pray for Miss Carver. I pray for the residents of Dolton. I will be doing a part 2 in about, not a part 2, this is probably part 4 or 5. Look under the section under Cop Watch. This is where you're going to see all of Alexis' videos and the videos that we do about the police. We'll follow up in 2 weeks. I should have more information for you. I have a few more letters that I'm writing out. I had already wrote a letter out to the police for turn of order from the beginning. They didn't respond, but don't worry. Don't worry. I'm on their ass like kryptonite because the first letter was very general, asking questions, but this time I'm on a ask. Any association that Calton have or Perez have to the police union, to the fraternal order. I'm writing letters to the Illinois State Police, the Indiana State Police. Oh yeah, I'm putting in this work for Lexi. And I pray you guys support. I did see in the audience, someone said that they donate. I want to say I love you guys. Thank you for being here. I'm sorry I'm not getting to y'all comments because sometimes it, y'all add to the conversation, but this right here, we needed this to be focused. So please donate, help Miss Cara heal. Thank you everybody who's been here with me that's non-biased, that just want this work and that's information so you can use it and build yourself. That's all I got for you. That's all I got for you. So with that goes to say, I love you guys. This drained me a little bit. I'm going to go pray. I'm going to thank God that he's leading me. And shout out to Martin G. and Hannibal for putting this on your platform. Thank you so much. You guys have a great, great evening.
Right now, a protest over this highly charged surveillance video ends with arrest tonight. Last month, a woman drove off, dragging a Dolton officer before police.
I'm Cara Wilson. I'm the mother of Alexis Wilson, killed by Dolton, Illinois police. At the time that my daughter was killed, Tiffany stood in front of a microphone much like this and said that she stood with the cops and they did do the right thing by killing my 19-year-old child. Not only did she not take those words back, she didn't offer her condolences. She's never said anything. The first thing she did was hire this group of security guards to surround her and PR. So the real reason Tiffany has security is hiding from accountability about what she said about Alexis Wilson when she was killed. Now, if you watch the coverage of this murder, these officers violated her rights, reached in her car, jumped in her car, and put 7 bullets in my child, 2 in her head and 5 down her side. And the next day, you guys tried to spin it like she did something. Watch the video. She did nothing to deserve this. And again, last time they brought up Alexis, she's doing what she does now. Look this way, look that way, every way, but at the person talking. You don't give a damn, and you never did, and you never acted like it. She called out a whole press conference to call my daughter a criminal, an Homewood Flossmoor graduate with no criminal record. But Tiffany, you have one, because we used your mugshot to protest in front of your house. And that's why you hid. That's why you have security. So let's tell the truth, which I know you're incapable of. I wouldn't trust this woman if she stood on a stack of Bibles and had her tongue notarized. Not a damn thing she says comes out her mouth is true. Thank you. Say Alexis.
All right. Okay. All right. Amidst your shattering grief, the mayor of your village, Tiffany Henyard, who herself is a mother to a young daughter, approaches the podium. With a chilling lack of empathy, she callously declares to the public that your daughter deserved her fate, attributing it to her supposed poor behavior. She refuses to even acknowledge your presence as you beg for justice, your voice trembling with raw pain. Is this the kind of leader you want for Dolton? Someone so cold-hearted, so detached, so corrupt that she can turn her back on a grieving mother and a tragedy of unimaginable proportions. You have the power to effect change. You deserve a leader who embodies compassion, integrity, and genuine commitment to justice. Jason House can be that change. Perhaps she can be commemorated with a grand painting, a lasting tribute to the vibrant life she should have led. Another meaningful step could be passing a law in her name that holds law enforcement accountable for using excessive and unjustified force during their encounters. And let's not ignore the true character of Tiffany Henyard, a mayor who has squandered taxpayer money on opulent luxuries like lavish trips, first-class accommodations, high-end meals, and even has taxpayers paying the salary of her boyfriend, Kamal Woods, all while neglecting the very people she was entrusted to serve. Justice for Alexis Wilson, and let's clean house for 2025.
Leader, they want to hear from the mayor. If y'all ain't learned that yet, the mayor, not the trustees that don't do nothing, that only run their mouth. Y'all don't do no work, no work. Y'all forget.
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around. With your broke ass.
Now, all you crackheads, out!
So we have to continue to press on. We got to continue to pray for endurance. We got to continue to pray that Yah has us in this secret place in these end times. We have been chosen since the foundation of the world to go through these things that are about to come on the earth. We are not above our master. So we have to know that he said if he'll be persecuted, then so will we. We got to pray that that mind that's in Yahshua also be in his saints in these last days. Continue to press on, family. Continue to strive. Continue to fight for the kingdom. The kingdom is on the way. Hallelujah.